Cool. Welcome. Um, I just finished a TKS session and I'm feeling a lot of energy to talk about this particular topic. But for one, I just wanted to show you like how freaking cool is this space. Hey, this is where the kids get to do TKS, and that's where we run the sessions. And this is where I work every weekend, coaching students. Right. Um, yeah, I really want to spend like the time to articulate why this topic on love and beauty is really emerging as something that, that that's just so top of mind for me. In my last, yeah, I think in my one of my Manosphere streams, I talked about this book, like one of my favorite books of all time. It's called The Alabaster Girl, um, with Zan Perion. Now, Zan, in his previous life, used to be a pickup artist. Like he taught men how to pick up women on the street, and I think that's a bit of a low, I don't know, low energetic kind of way to interact with women. So that's kind of what he did in his past life. And then as he was going through it, he kind of grew out of it, and then realized like what a dumb way to think about interaction with people and women. And then he just learned like a really different way to connect, not just with women but with life. And he wrote this book called The Alabaster Girl, and the entire book is just about it's like poetry, his poetry of witnessing beauty. And he used it, and like the vehicle of the book that he is a lot on about women, and his entire book is like his poetry for what it means to witness beauty in women. And it's really touching. It's I think when people read it, they feel really seen, right? And his entire book again is just about like witnessing beauty. And the sentence of witnessing beauty just really, like, it really hits me very deeply. After reading that book, a lot of what I think about is like, how can I be the kind of person that is just a witness of beauty, right? It doesn't have to be about women, but life and anything. Like, how can I see something beautiful and notice something beautiful and call it out? And I love the thing he writes in the book is like, he says like when he's a witness of beauty, and then when he articulates that, especially to women, like they respond with beauty, right? And it goes beyond like the physical stuff. It's not even about like how they physically look and who they are, and none of that. It's just like there is beauty in most things. And really the job of an artist is to, can you be a witness of that beauty? And so I've been thinking about that a lot for myself and my life. Like, how can I be somebody that witnesses beauty, and not just women and men, and like in life, the things that I do? Because like I think if I'm witnessing beauty, then I think life will be beautiful back to me, right? Um, and I noticed this like in dance, for example, right? Like when I come into dance, I'm a married man. I'm super happy. Like I have, you know, I when I dance with women, the energy that I come in with is just like lots of love, lots of like, I just want to give this person, um, I just want to like smile and have joy with this person. And I want the dance to be a mechanism to witness beauty, right? And what's so cool as a person that dances, and when I dance with different women, I come in with this intention of like, I want this dance to be about just like, can this be a witness of beauty? And I don't know how to explain that. It's in little ways, right? And in the way I ask the person to dance, in the way we connect to the music. And what I find is like, I love dance so much because by the end of the song, like women just like the women in a dance with, they just feel beautiful. Like they feel like themselves. They feel like joy and desire and all those things, right? And again, it's not even about the physical stuff. And I think that's what I'm really enjoying about even reading a lot of the stuff in this book. It's so beyond that. It is, I think everybody has the opportunity to reveal beauty. And it really, for some people, it's a bit easier to reveal that for all sorts of reasons. and I want to be the kind of person that is able to uh, like reveal beauty in people, and that comes from me being able to witness it. Right. Um, so I'm feeling very, very inspired about that particular aspect, and just really extending this concept of beauty a little bit around. When I'm one of the things, the gifts of TKS is, I spend a lot of time just exploring different stuff, like different topics like AI and gene editing and science and engineering, and you know and like 10 years ago, when I was exploring these things, they were very technical things. Like when I was exploring math, it was like math. It's almost like I'm in school. And I'm realizing that I didn't interface with those concepts from the lens of witnessing beauty. I was noticing them as they're just math. It's just like numbers. It's like equations. And I think when I was doing engineering, I didn't really enjoy it that much, to be perfectly honest, because I was missing the beauty in it. You know what I mean? I was seeing it as numbers, and they were kind of meaningless to me. And I think what's happened in the last 4 years, especially being part of TKS, um, it has brought meaning to the knowledge I'm acquiring. Like, just to give you an example, once you get into AI, right? I think there's a lot of AI hype, but I am just enjoying witnessing the beauty of AI. And this is a bit of an abstract thing to talk about, but it's not about all the applications and all the weird things happening, but there's so much beauty in this technology of AI. It's actually insane to think about. If you peel back the layers and you look at all the mathematical equations, you go from tokenizing, the back propagation, understanding like how all of these dials are turned in a neural network to then get this output. And then you look at that, I'm like, holy shit, how can that not be beauty? Right? Look at that, and you're like, man, that's freaking beautiful. That math comes together in cohesion in this way to create something like GPT, right? So what's interesting now is when I explore AI, I don't know, I'm caring very little about the agent stuff and all. I don't know. I like building things fast on Codex so that I can, build this thing and I can say, wow, I built this fast in like a weekend. I don't know. I feel like that's lost some meaning for me now. But the thing that's giving me more meaning these days is like, oh, I want to understand what's behind the hood. Like, what's beautiful about this? Like, what makes this come alive, right? And I'm noticing like so much more joy in that. Um, there's this article that I love. Maybe I'll post it here. It's called like making, like, God, I gotta figure out what that is. It's called make. The article is called "Make Heavy Things." I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna see if I can put it on the description. But it's such a beautiful article, and if I think about it, what AI has done is in some ways AI to me feels light. When people vibe code shit, it feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like fast, right? Like people are building something fast, and it feels like vibe coded, and I'm like, this thing doesn't have like personality. It doesn't have I don't know what the word is for this. I'm actually going to I'm going to share the article so that you guys can see the nature of this. Yeah, so this is the article. Make something heavy. We're creating more than ever, but it weighs nothing. And I'll share this, but the whole thing is just about, we are so obsessed about making something efficient, fast, and like move things quickly that we are losing the purpose of like why we're building this. Like when I think about making things heavy, I like in the description, like, and so in the early on in the article, she writes about, when you get an award, you hold on to an award. I think the first thing you I don't know, maybe subconsciously you look at is like, is this thing heavy, right? If you got a thing and it was really light, you're gonna be like, I don't know. But if something feels heavy, automatically you're like, oh wow, this has like some weight to it, right? And so I'm starting to think about like, how do I apply that in a lot of areas in my life? Like, how do I make things feel heavy in my life? Like, what does that mean for things to feel heavy, where it feels like it's substantive, it feels like it has emotion and it has energy, and it's not like fleeting. Um, and again, this will relate back to beauty in a second. They're actually very cross-linked. And so this is yeah. So how am I applying this to different areas? I think number one, as I mentioned, the AI piece is I'm really taking my time to be slow about shit. Like I'm not trying to be like, how do I learn fast in like 2 hours, everything. In fact, I'm like, no, I'm gonna take few concepts and I'm just gonna go deep. And I want to see how deep I can understand this thing and as much as possible. Explore all the nooks and crannies, nooks and you get my point. Like, how do I explore all the different things? Versus, I think when I was in school, my entire thing was how do I learn fast so you can get a grade? And I think it's killed my ability to look at knowledge as beauty, right? But now with this AI stuff, I'm like, oh, cool. Like there's so many beautiful things in it. Like the math is beautiful, the architecture is beautiful. Like human beings had to come together in these very ingenious ways to come up with this stuff, and it's freaking insane, right? So that's on the AI side. It's also why I took up woodworking. So I don't know, if you are listening to this video and you're following me on my Instagram, you'll know that I've started woodworking. And to me, it is like so spiritually fulfilling. And it's allowing me to understand like beauty in a very different way, right? And I'm basically making like a very small side shelf, like a side table with a drawer in it. But it's so meaningful to me because one, it feels heavy. I mean, yes, like physically it is because it's wood, but I even mean it, metaphorically. Um, it feels heavy because I'm putting in so much time, right? I'm putting in so much time. And it also feels heavy. And this is kind of what they mentioned in the article. Like it feels heavy because I am being transformed in the process of building this. And I think when people build light shit, like vibe coded stuff that's really fast, I'm always like, did they transform in the process of building this? Like, did they become a different human being as a result of building this? Like that to me is really at the root of this definition of something feeling heavy and beautiful, which is like, when I'm learning something, I'm like, fuck, it's taking a lot of time to learn this stuff. But it feels heavy because like I feel myself transforming, like the way I learn and the way I get knowledge. And so for me, I'm now realizing, oh, the things that I want to choose in my life are the ones that make me feel heavy, where as a result of doing something, like I feel a personal transformation in who I am. It's kind of why I do dance too, right? Like I've been dancing for 7 fucking years. It's so long, close to 7 years. It's a long time to dance. And I think about, okay, what do I do there? I do a lot of teaching. So I teach the levels 2 to 5 in Baza, and I teach dance. And I was like, why am I doing that? Like back to like, what feels heavy about it? And what feels heavy is seeing people start on their journey and grow from the process, like have them be my students for like years and just see the kind of people they become. Like seeing their transformation feels heavy for me, right? So I'm like, that's freaking beautiful. Yeah, and I just want to extend this to everything. This concept of like heavy and beauty. I think they are very correlated. I also think about this in friendships, right? Does this friendship feel heavy or does it feel light? And I think it's easy to tell if a friendship feels heavy and deep. Because, like, for example, I have friends that, man, I haven't talked to in maybe a year, but man, that shit feels heavy. Like, I can feel our friendship has weight to it. We don't need to talk every day. And there are friends that I talk to every day where I'm like, I don't feel much here. Like, I feel this is very light. And so it's making you reevaluate, okay, what does it mean to have heaviness in a friendship? And same thing, it comes back to, do I experience a transformation, or like, do I feel an evolution in who I am the more I invest in this relationship? And it's not about personal growth per se. Like, I don't think everything needs to be about personal growth, but it is like, do I experience a deeper connection to love, a deeper connection to my heart, a deeper connection to my soul, as a result of me being in this friendship? And I can notice, like, friendships that don't align are the ones where, like, when I invest in it, I don't feel anything. Like, I don't feel like a development of my soul. I don't feel like, yeah, I just don't feel much. And it feels like an obligation to continue it, right? So I kill it. It doesn't feel heavy. Same thing with work. And same thing about the kind of companies that I want to work with or I want to build myself, When I think about what's happening in YC right now, I don't know, none of it feels heavy. I feel like people are building a lot of these companies. I guess on one hand, when you're starting off the startup building journey, it doesn't feel heavy because it's early, right? You got to figure things out, and you got to, like, you have to like, course correct and change and whatnot. But I don't know, even then, like, something about the intention doesn't feel really heavy. Like, why are people building the thing, right? Like, when I think about all these folks building, like, AI agents to do this and to do that, I'm like, why? Like, what does it matter for? Like, why does it matter? And it's so hard to answer that question. And maybe just, like, in my brain, it doesn't make sense. I think for others, it probably does. In that, they get to build things, they get to be curious, they get to expand and get excited about new technology. So maybe that's what's beautiful for them. But for me, I find it really hard to find the beauty in that. So it's one of the reasons why I think about, okay, what's the beauty that I see, or the beauty and heaviness that I see with things related to TKS, for example. I think with TKS, this organization now feels heavy. Like, we've done this for 10 years. When I say we, and Naveed and Nadeem, the founders, and I've been here for close to 5 years, so half the journey of this company. And I could see myself doing this for the next decade, even more, right? Because now this feels heavy. I feel like I can play long-term games in this company. I can see long-term results with the students that I'm working with, right? And so there's so much, like, beauty in that. And I get to be myself in a company like this. I get to explore all sorts of things, and I get to be my full self, and I'm really enjoying that, right? Yeah, so this thing about heavy and beauty is so important. There's this other book called the Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, a very famous book. I just got my copy of it, and in it, there's he talks a lot about motorcycle maintenance because he's on his road trip, and he needs to learn how to maintain his motorcycle. I haven't read the book, so I might butcher some parts of it, but the parts that I've, like, interfaced with is, yeah, he's going on this long trip, and there's kind of two kinds of people in the way to think about maintaining a motorcycle. There's one kind, which is like, oh shit, I got to go to a mechanic, and they're going to figure that out. Like, I don't want to touch anything technical. They'll figure it out. That's, like, one side. And there's the other side, which is like, no, like, maintaining a bike is beauty on its own, right? It's like, there's so much technical things happening when it comes to motorcycle maintenance. You have to understand. I don't know too much about bikes, or motorcycles, so I'm not going to get into it. But you can look at it in this kind of romantic way, right? Like, being able to service your own motorcycle is like, is this way to connect to freedom, right? Because you get to travel wherever you want, and you understand how your bike works, and you have to worry about somebody else, and you just have, like, this personal connection to your motorcycle. And yeah, I think that's really exciting. But there's also another way to look at this. Like, I think this is what the book said. It's like a romantic way to look at this, and I forget what the language is, but in I guess, like, I don't know, like an objective way to look at this. Like, I've met plenty of engineers that are like, there's an engineer that looks at the problem they're working on as an artist, And then there's an engineer that looks at the problem they're working on as a logical person, right? Like, it's very easy to tell when there's an engineer that looks at this problem and they're like evoking this artist within them. And it's hard to describe. Like, I've seen this in every area, actually, in every big niche, like jiu-jitsu, rock climbing, um, the like engineering, mathematicians. They're the people that do the thing, like they execute, um, they know and logically understand engineering. But the ones that think about it as art, it's like, oh my God, when you talk to them and the way they think about product and the way they think about engineering and they think about like design, and like you can tell, like, man, this person is like witnessing beauty in the way they do engineering, right? Like, you could tell that they have this like romantic relationship with engineering where it, like, working on it feeds a part of their soul. Like, their soul and engineering are basically one and the same thing, and then working on this like feeds that. So same thing with the Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance. Like, working on this machine isn't just I'm fixing my bike, right? Like, but it's like, oh man, like I'm able to fix it, understand the intricacies of the systems, and the more time I spend trying to learn how to maintain a motorcycle, the more I am developing. I'm growing in like my like in my knowledge, in my like I'm just growing. Like, I'm growing in being able to appreciate things. There's so much growth when interacting with this. So yeah, I think, the more I do things, engineering and sciences is becoming so much like an art to me. And there's this oh God, let me see if I can find it. There is this just awesome post from Naval. I shared this on my let me see if I can find it. But it's Naval. If you guys don't know who Naval is this really like famous, I don't know, like modern philosopher, I guess. And he's built companies before, but I think he looks at life very much also like an artist. And I'm just gonna play this video, and I think it's just so sick. Let's see. There we go. Screen it.
Smart people, capable people, don't let themselves be pigeonholed into one definition. That is a disease of credentialism, because we created this university, and now you got to go to university and you got to get a degree in something. Then people say, well, what is your expertise? What is your credential? That's a question dumb people ask. Smart people don't ask that. Smart people don't need to know your credentials. They just talk to you for 5 minutes and they figure out if you know what you're talking about or not. And a really good person, a so-called natural philosopher, can be good in any branch of anything. Nature has no boundaries. Nature has no concept of mathematics versus physics versus chemistry. It is all one thing. And to anyone who's either meditated or done psychedelics or read enough books, they've figured that out. It's all one thing. When you find one thing, it connects to the next thing, connects to the next thing, connects to the next thing. And true creativity jumps boundaries. It can go from anywhere to anywhere. It doesn't have to follow a path of interconnections in between.
How freaking sick is that? I love that video so much. It captures so deeply what I just feel very internally. Like physics, AI, math, chemistry, biology. I think when you spend enough time now exploring these fields, you see how much they like connect. Everything is connected to everything. Let's say you want to figure out how to develop treatments to solve cancer. Like, you got to understand math to understand data. You got to understand the foundations of chemistry. You got to understand biology. Like, we cannot be looking at life in these very specific, like physics, math. Like, I'm a physics person, math person, it's just nature, like this fucking plant. It's just nature. And I think we put ourselves in this, like, I'm technical and non-technical box, when in reality, everything, I don't even know if there's something called technical, non-technical. Like, if I'm describing the elements of this leaf behind me, is that really a technical thing to like really want to understand and get curious about it? Yeah, there's just, and I think you can apply this to basically any field, right? dance, engineering, science. Everything becomes like super interesting then, because you realize, oh, they're just like a manifestation of nature, right? And there's so much beauty in it. And this is where it really like zooms out for a second, which is, I think if you can find, I'm just speaking for myself, right? This is not trying to preach or anything. And if anything, this is just I'm speaking more so as a reminder to me that if, really the main goal of it all is, can I find beauty in nature? And I mean nature in like the sense that everything here is nature, right? Everything here is a manifestation of nature. The plants, the wood, me, human beings, men, women, they're all manifestations of nature. Physics, math, chemistry, quantum computing, politics, everything. They're all just manifestations of nature. And yeah, can I just find the beauty in it? So yeah, I don't know, that's kind of where I want to go. I know this thing's called On Love and Beauty, and I didn't talk about love, but I think they're all the same thing. I I think a lot about, what is it about my relationship with Manal, my wife, that just so, because we're hitting our 5-year anniversary soon, which is insane. Basically in 7 days ish, we're hitting our 5-ish. So our wedding anniversary is then, but we're almost hitting the 5-year mark for our relationship. And one of the things I love about Manal is like, she's just so good at acknowledging the beauty in things, like seeing her talk about audiobooks and the way she lights up. Like that's like, oh, she becomes beautiful. She's already beautiful, but like, it's like there's joy. There's like light in her eyes when she talks about that stuff. When she talks about people, when she talks about how much she cares, and it's just like, so much beauty continues to emanate from her because she constantly is acknowledging beauty. And it's such a fulfilling relationship because of that. And this is the same with all the friends that I think about, who are the people that are in like my tightest, closest circle. And I think they're all people that are so good at witnessing beauty in life, in everything, right? And in certain ways, like because of that, we don't see each other as, oh, you're this AI person or you're this person that works here. Like, no, you're just a human being that happens to have this interesting subset where you're working, and that's, you find so much beauty in that, and that's awesome. But yeah, I think that's what I'm really cherishing about my friendships, about my relationship with Manal, how all of it just feels like we are witnessing beauty, we are interacting with it, we get to share it. And yeah, I feel like everything is connected around this concept of beauty. Beauty, building heavy things, and love, I think, is just, yeah, like I feel in love when I'm witnessing beauty. You know what I mean? Like I feel in love. For me, love is like a full acceptance and openness and curiosity. That's like at least the experience of it. Like when I love something, like I think about like how do I behave when I love something versus when I like something? Like when I love something, I like there's a devotion to it. There is a wanting to obsess over it. There is a wanting to witness the beauty of it as much as possible, So yeah, it all connects. I think it's a little bit of a subset of beauty in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think I'll end it there. I hope. I don't know who's going to listen to this. I don't even know if anyone's going to make it to this point. But if you did, I think it's just an interesting question to be like, oh, what would need to happen for us to be witnesses of beauty, right? And what are ways that we can do that more often? And it's a reminder for me, like every day, what can I do to witness beauty? I think in one way that's gratitude, right? Doing your gratitude journals. In some ways, I also think it's kind of a limiting, right? Where when you feel gratitude for things, it might be limited to events and people and things. But nonetheless, I think it's still a really important tool to at least connect that feeling of, oh man, I feel gratitude that I'm with really cool people and people that love me and whatnot. Yeah, but I think like witnessing beauty is a different dimension to it. I don't know. I haven't done a good job describing what it means to act on it and whatnot. I think it's still developing. And every time I read this book by Zan Perion, I've read it multiple times. And yes, his book is primarily about witnessing beauty in women, but the way he writes it, it almost feels like you can swap women in life, right? Like the kinds of men, like when I think about like true men, I don't know what true, but like when I think about men that I really appreciate and I think about how they interact with women, the way they interact with women is the way they interact in life, right? It's with love, it's with compassion, it's with curiosity, it's with wanting to see the beauty versus wanting to see all the shit, right? It's like you're making this choice to like, how do I always want to see beauty in this person or as this thing? And I want to extend that to everything, right? Okay. We'll see how much of this made sense. It made sense in my head as I was speaking, and we'll see. You know, I'll re-listen to this and see how much it makes sense. But if you got this far, appreciate you listening. All right, thanks.